boys and girls. This week we are going to be celebrating eagles in reading. In your reading textbook on page 157, you are going to be reading a special passage called Eagle Watching. And you're going to listen to a beautiful story that I have to share with you today. I'm not going to read all the parts to the story because it is rather long. However, important components to the story because it is truly beautiful. It is called Beauty and the Beak. It's a true story about how a 3D printer, technology, and science come together to save this bald eagle's life. In a huge nest of twigs high above an icy cold Alaskan river, a bald eagle chick cracked open her egg. For 2 days, the baby eagle had scraped her beak against the inside of the eggshell. Now she pushed hard with her head till the eggshell split open and she was out. Even before the egg chick could see, she started to take bits of fish from her parents' beaks. And if you can see there is a picture of an eaglet. And here's a growing eaglet, what it looks like at that stage. Bit by bit, her body became covered with thousands of feathers she could never, ever notice until now. She used her beak to preen her feathers every day. She cleaned and smoothed them, and she even waterproofed them with an oil from a gland near her tail. By early summer, the young eagle watched over eagles, soared and swooped over the river, and one day she was hopping and flapping around the nest when a sudden gust of wind lifted her into the air, and for a moment, guess what? She was flying. She flew thousands of miles, soaring over mountains and valleys, cities and farms, always on the lookout for new sources of food. Older and stronger eagles sometimes chased or attacked her if she flew through their territory. The older eagle would lock talons with her, even when two birds would spin and helicopter down through the sky. She would let go and fly away. Once the eagle found safer territory with plenty of prey, she became a powerful hunter. From high in the sky, she spotted fish swimming in the shallow water. By the time she was 4 years old, the eagle's head and tail feathers started to turn white, and her beak and eyes began to turn golden yellow. And as you can see, here she is hunting as well as eating her prey, which they typically feed off of fish. Although, in this particular case, Beauty, the eagle, suddenly a crash, lightning, and thunder split in the air. The eagle's face burned, and she couldn't see. Her talons lost their grip, and the tree seemed to spin around her. She fell to the ground and was stunned. A bullet had shattered her beak. Her eye was torn and her face was bleeding. It even hurt for her to breathe. The eagle laid on the ground for days, too weak to move. But as time passed, she was able to get a little further by walking, although she was unable to fly. A policeman found her at a landfill trying to peck for food among the garbage. She wasn't strong enough to fight. He was able to wrap her in a blanket and take her to a wildlife center. There, they were able to thankfully help her. They cleaned her, they bandaged her, and they also gave her special medicine to stop any infection. They named her Beauty. Beauty's injuries took many months to heal, but her beak didn't grow back. She couldn't eat or drink without human help. The wildlife center had no room to keep her any longer. If they were able to put her out into the wild, she would have died. So thankfully, one day a visitor came, a raptor biologist. Yes, that's an important biologist, named Janie. Janie's job was to help sick and injured birds of prey like eagles, owls, hawks, falcons, and ospreys. As soon as she saw Beauty, Janie knew she had to find a way to give the eagle a new beak. Janie took Beauty to her raptor center in Idaho. She and some volunteers built an outdoor aviary as big as a school bus. There, Beauty could live and take short flights. Janie traveled all around teaching people about raptors and sharing Beauty's story. An engineer named Nate came with his daughters to hear Janie speak. When Janie shared her idea of making a prosthetic beak that would look and move like Beauty's real beak, Nate said, "I think I can help." Nate had never worked with animals, but he and Janie both knew that bioengineers made replacement body parts for humans, so why can't they make them for eagles? With a laser scanner, Nate took measurements from those dental molds that they had taken of Beauty's and from a model of a female bald eagle's skull. They put it all together and used a computer code to design the new beak shape and how it would fit. Nate printed out the beak on a 3D printer. The printer made the beak from Nate's computer design, building up layer upon layer of melted plastic that would harden into shape. Janie chose the golden yellow color for the prosthetic beak to make Beauty look as she did in the wild. After hundreds of hours of work and many tests to fit the beak perfectly, the big day came to attach it. It took a lot of time, a lot of energy between the two of them, but it worked. When Beauty was still, they tried the beak on. Janie could see that Beauty's tongue wasn't moving right. So Ryan had to use his dentist's grinding tool to carve more space out inside of the beak. Finally, everything was ready, and Ryan spread dental glue on the broken edge of Beauty's top beak. Then he slid the new beak onto the metal rod. Janie held the beak tightly in place until the glue dried. When she took her hands away, the 3D printed beak looked almost as real as Beauty's own beak. But would the new beak actually work? What do you think? It actually did. Janie knew Beauty was very thirsty after hours of surgery. Janie unwrapped Beauty's wings and carried her back to the aviary, setting her on the drinking perch. She didn't hesitate. For the first time since she had been shot, she leaned down, scooped up a full beak of water, and threw it back. She was just like an eagle in the wild. There she is with her 3D printed beak. Where is Beauty today? Beauty lives at the Birds of Prey Northwest, the raptor facility Janie founded in northern Idaho. Beauty looks out over a large lake from her aviary, which is among the aviaries of many other eagles and raptors in Janie's care. Now, what have they found out? They actually have found out that Beauty's beak has naturally started to regenerate, which means that it's starting to regrow. And they're trying to find more information. Just by Beauty's story, they're actually finding more information on how to help future birds of prey and their beaks, if they ever get damaged, how to help them. Thankfully, Beauty is doing very well. So, two really great parts to the end of our story. It says the bald eagle is a U.S. symbol. You look on the back of a quarter, of course you're going to see your bald eagle. The bald eagle is part of the Great Seal of the United States. The seal became official on June 20th, 1782. And in 1789, the bald eagle was named the U.S. national bird. Its image is also on the U.S. presidential seal, U.S. currency like the quarter, and many other places. Now, U.S. Apollo 11 has a special significance with a bald eagle. U.S. Apollo 11 spacecraft carried a lunar landing module called Eagle. When the lunar module landed on the moon's surface on July 20th, 1969, astronaut Neil Armstrong radioed from the module to NASA Mission Control in Houston, "The Eagle has landed." The Apollo 11 mission patch on the astronaut spacesuits showed a spread-winged bald eagle landing on the moon. And then there's this really special message from the raptor biologist Janie, and she's just sharing that because of Beauty's story, they are able to help bald eagles in the future. I hope that you enjoy our wonderful week of learning about bald eagles in a folk tale setting and also a true and nonfiction setting, and also a beautiful story of how science and technology and reading come together to help save this beautiful bald eagle's life. Have a wonderful day, boys and girls. See you soon.